still. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great Sunday. It's good to see you over here at the Sty Shack on a Sunday afternoon. I got to shout out the folks out in that chat before I talk about much of anything else. Okay, Kathy Gahan, of course, she shows up right away and she says, "Hey Sty, I hope you're having a feel great day. I'll be back." And she's back. She's back. And I am having a feel great day today. It's a good day. I'm not going to complain about today so far. We'll see how the rest of the day goes, but so far I'm not going to complain. Metal Music jumped in there. He's always got to say what he's going to be eating, you know. He says today might be a good day to order up some chicken and waffles. I'll tell you what. That's one boy, I think you could feed him his whole life just chicken. 9 out of 10 times he's talking chicken. And if you're not talking chicken, he's talking either tacos or pizza. Yeah, he's a chicken king around here. And there's Kimberly Ferris jumping in saying, "Hello, Sty. It's so good to see you, Kimberly." Oh, yes. And there's Native Kutza. Oh, Grammy, it's so sweet that you're here. Yes. Who else we got down here? Oh, there's Kathy Bates. Hi, Kathy. Great big old right there. Caps. Sty. Hi. Yeah, better than a hi Sty today. I shouldn't say that, though. I'm having a good day. Yeah. You'd think I was smoking a little before the show. There's Freeman James. There you are, brother. It is so good to see you. Give Sis a big hug for me. Love you guys. Miss you. I'm trying to make some plans this fall to get down and see you. I'm feeling they're doing some things for me. I'll get into that, but they're doing some things for me that, doggone it, I think I can make that trip. Oh, and there's Lori. Hey, great to see you, Lori. How am I tonight? Good so far. It's awesome. It's so nice to see you. Kathy, she says it's nice to see your smiling face. Well, I got to trim this beard up, so I got just the goatee, you know. Get rid of this side crap. All of this bush underneath that ain't growing even, you know. And yeah, I was going to do that yesterday, but other things came up. A real quick update for you guys. Of course, I only get chemotherapy every 2 weeks now for my cancer. My doctor, my last visit last Monday, he said, well, Um, he said, Sty, your quality of life sucks. I don't like watching that, seeing that. He says, and you keep telling me that the first 3 days after chemo, you feel pretty damn good. And he says, what do you think that reason is? Because usually chemo knocks you down. I said, it's the steroid that you give me every other Monday. And that steroid bumps me right the hell up, makes me feel pretty good. But it only lasts for about 2.5 days. He goes, not anymore. He says, here's what we're going to do is every time you have chemo, I'm giving you that intravenous steroid. After that, for 4 days in a row, I'm going to give you the same steroid, but in a couple of pills that you got to take once a day. And we're going to see how that makes you feel. Oh, that steroid works good. Oh, does that work good? Gives me, I got all the energy. I got all the want to. Oh, man, I want to get this done. I want to do that. Doesn't give me the strength and stamina back. I don't have the strength and stamina. But boy, do I got a lot of want to in me. I can get some things done having that much want to. So, hey, Mr. Fulton, it's great to see you. He's in Brown County right now. There you go. Samantha Lee. I love you too, girl. You know that. Yeah, looking real quick. No, that's it for the new comments. Otherwise, everybody's saying hi to each other. So I've already discussed this with the fellow in the basement, but I'll discuss it after I bring him up. Because I ain't going to leave him sitting down there. I want his company. So we're going to pull him up here right now. There he is. There's running water.
Howdy, y'all.
We might be poor folk, but we got running water. Damn right. And I literally could say that back in the 1980s out in northwestern Montana. We might be poor folk living up on the mountain, but we got running water. Yep. Hey, boy, you want to run out and get some more water? Yeah. Those were the days, my God almighty. It's hard to believe that was 30 years ago. It was over 30 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, about 35 years. So.
Oh, 35 years, yeah. Yeah, you're right. About 35 years. 88 is when we moved back this way.
Yeah, because I was going to say 30 years ago, I was like junior in high school.
That's right. God damn, that's hard to believe too. It's been that long. No, 30 years ago, you shithead, you would have been a senior. You would have been 18.
No, because remember the school, since we were homeschooled, they kept me back one extra year. Because they didn't have the social interaction.
That's right. They did that to two of you and Mariah. The two little ones, they ignored it. But with you and Mariah, they pulled that shit on me. Oh, I was so pissed off.
Yeah, that age-wise, I could have been in 7th and maybe 8th grade.
Right.
Yeah, well, test score-wise, I could have been in 8th grade. But they kept me in 6th because I didn't have the social years.
All four of you, your test, because they pre-tested you because you were out of school for so long, being homeschooled. They pre-tested all four of you, and all four of you came out a year in advance of your actual age grade level.
Right.
But they turned around with you and Mariah and said they didn't have enough social interaction. I said, were you out there? They had plenty of social interaction. And what is the level? What is an acceptable level of social interaction? There was a lot of people out there I did not want them socializing with. Why do you think I homeschooled them?
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
some of that socialization was damaging to my kids, not good for them. But the socialization they had were people of like condition and like mind, and they could interact with other kids without any problem. In fact, I
Right.
thought my kids were more interactive than those other kids, the ones that have been socializing. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a downright change. That was a downright change.
Yeah. Because I turned 18 at the end of my junior year. Was 18 throughout the whole senior year. Now
Right.
it did help me out with the smoker kids that hung out by the ravine because I could legally go buy smokes for them. So
Yeah, yeah. So you could have a little side
a
deal
little,
going on.
little low side hustle going. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And your old man would say, "Shame on you! Damn it! I'm going to ground you. I'm going to." In front of the superintendent. Then when you get home, I'd say, "Boy, that's pretty slick, man. You got a good deal going there." Like,
Yeah. 250% profit per pack. Wow.
yeah. And boy, I tell you what, when you started selling them by the individual cigarette,
25 cents each.
holy shit. Boy,
Yeah.
you were raking it in. Yeah, you can't afford a pack, bud. Here, I'll sell you 4.
Yeah. You
How
buy
much
3
you
and I'll
got?
give you 1 free.
How
You
much you got in your pocket? Then I'll determine how many you can get. Yeah. Show me your cash, and then I'll tell you how many you can buy.
Yeah. Buying packs at that time for like $2 a pack, selling
Right.
them for 25 cents each. So I'm making $5 a pack. $3 profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ching, ching. It's just like it was when I was in high school. And so many of the guys in school didn't have a car. Well, I had my 63 Thunderbird when I was 15, for Christ's sakes. And half hour, 45 minutes or so before lunchtime, I'd be all done getting my orders from everybody. Off I go to White Castle. Come back with them little White Castle burgers. Well, at that time, they were 14 cents a piece. I sold them for $1.25. You want a White Castle? It's $1.25. I sold out every fucking day. Every day I sold out, and I made around 60 to $100 a day selling White Castle burgers. And then I'd make a special run to Burger King once a week. Those were high steak, man. You wanted a whaler sandwich, their fish sandwich.
Mhm.
That was $5, but it was $1.98 at the restaurant. So yeah, I made $3 on that son of a bitch. Yeah, that was fun having those little side rackets going on. And nobody if they bitched about the price, I'd give a little, I'd budge, I'm making so fucking much I could budge, But I rarely got complaints about that's too much. I never got a complaint where it was that's too much, I won't buy it. I'm buying it, but that's too much. As long as you're still buying it, the price is right.
Yep.
That's it. And these people that say, I got this and this, and I'm selling them, they're worth this much. To you, they're only worth as much as what somebody's willing to give you for them. I had a guy that told me that he had this, I can't remember what the item was, but he said it was worth like $5,000. I went online and checked it out. And I could buy 1,000 of them for $45 each.
Mhm.
But he wanted $5,000. It's worth that. They're so rare. Then why is fucking eBay covered with them? Everybody's got them for sale.
Mhm.
I won't let it go for less than 5. Well, then you're going to keep it the rest of your fucking life. You can't.
Yeah.
You can set the price, but be prepared not to sell it.
Yeah. Sentiment has no monetary value.
Right. Unless it has to do with someone that's in your personal life, then you let sentiment play a role.
Right.
But that's normal because you're making your ching off of everybody else you don't know. So those that are close to you, you help them out a little bit. Yeah, I can afford to do that. By the way, folks, just so you know, my boy's covering my ass again. I mean, he bought the adventure trailer from me, and he bought my generator from me. What a sweet man he is, man. And why? Not because he bought it, because I know I could have sold him. I actually could have sold him for more than what I asked for. I don't care. I didn't care. It's going in my bucket list. I'm going to spend it on bucket list items. In fact, I spent $108 yesterday. I'm not going to tell you where. It was online, but I spent $108. Um, I haven't been able to do that in 2 years. Just go, fuck, I'm going to go on. I'm going to buy that. I don't care. I don't even have to think about the price. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that because I want it. I want it. And I got some green. I'm going to take it. And it's coming out of my bucket list. That's it. It's just out of my bucket list fund. It's not out of my regular living dollars. So, yeah, I had fun with that. But that's the thing is, sentiment can play a role in that. But anybody else, here's the price, and I'm staying on it because I know it would sell for that price. Maybe it might be only 1 out of 5 people that'll pay that price, but there is somebody that'll pay that price. You don't want that 1 in 10,000 people that would pay that price, because your chances of finding that person are so slim. If it's 1 out of 5 would buy it, yeah, that's a good price. You'll find somebody that's going to pay it, yeah. But yeah, so I want to give a quick update, Running Water, if you allow me this little bit of time.
Yeah.
I want to tell them about yesterday a little bit. I'm not gonna, those folks are probably watching right now. They're probably watching. They got that internet where they're at. So I had family that last week told me, we're going to be up this weekend. Can we come and see you? Well, yeah. First they said Saturday, and I said, oh, that works sweet. I got nothing planned on Saturday. And I was feeling pretty good. It was after my chemo, right after my chemo, and the steroids were just working good. And yeah, sure. Well, this person usually shows up with 1 or 2 on a big visit, 3 extra people, right? Well, they informed me they're bringing, counting themselves, 6 people. Well, I figured it out. We totally redid the living room in here. Well, he did 99% of it. But we got the living room rearranged. I just have to do all the little shit. He broke our sofa apart, put the 2 recliners together, and the center seat he's got set to the side. Nice, comfortable chair. I sat in it yesterday for about an hour. And we've got 3 folding chairs. So I've got 3 seats, 2 on the couch, 1 in that chair, and the 3 folding chairs, 6 seats. Well, then they let me know, oh, well, no, there's 6 of us coming. I'm like, hey, Jesus. Okay, I got the seats, but I ain't got the room. The living room's still cluttered and a mess. So I got to clean the living room. And I looked at my kitchen and I go, I haven't done nothing but eat for a week. I ain't washed no dishes, nothing. I got to get that kitchen done too. So last night, about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I'm on PlayStation downloading a game, right? And I thought, oh, that's done. I'll watch a movie. So I started a movie. Then I started thinking, I got to get this living room done and that kitchen done. Okay, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to do the living room and kitchen. I'll be done with everything by midnight, right? I sat there in my hospital bed, which is the best recliner in the county, I'm telling you. Yeah, that sucker's a sweet recliner for watching TV, especially with that hospital table I can pull over in front of me and sit there and eat while I'm watching my movie. Yeah, I know it's working out good. It's working out sweet. But I don't need the hospital bed. But boy, I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's a big want. That I didn't realize how much I wanted that. So I'm sitting in that hospital bed with it jacked up, sitting like I'm in a recliner, legs raised up, sitting there watching my movie, snacking. At about 9 o'clock, all of a sudden, there I was just sawing logs, fell right to sleep. I wake up at 12:15. Grab my phone right away. Shit, what did I miss anything? Any important messages or anything? Well, now these folks are supposed to show up today, right? So I'm looking at there's messages from them. So I looked it up, I opened a message, and I looked, and the message was received at 10:35, 10:30, 2 hours earlier. Because I woke up at 12:15. It was about 12:30 that I'm looking at the phone, and so I read the message. They had 3 extra people follow them up. They live 3.5 hours away from here. And there's one of the folks. I told you they were watching. They're OJCT, sweetheart. Sorry I missed you, girl. Hello from paradise. There you go. This is my island. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yep.
And there's the guy right there. He comes on up. Are you still up here, Owen? Are you still up here? Because I think I got it figured out. But anyway, so I get this message that Owen and his wife and their baby are having a very hard time where they're staying. It's so hot and humid and nasty, and they're having such a hard time. And they were wondering, can they come and stay with Grandpa for the night? Well, that's 3 of them. They could have used my room, except my room looked like you dropped a damn nuclear bomb in it. I mean, shit everywhere. The bed covered with shit. Because I moved down here to the hospital bed. So I moved some things down here and destroyed the bed and everything up there to get that shit down here to use. Well, so that bedroom ain't ready for nobody to stay in at all. And they wanted out of there because it was so hot where they were at. So while I was up there, I got a thermometer up there. 89 degrees. Well, it's 90 degrees in my upstairs. It ain't going to be any nicer than where you're at. And it was humid up there. And I don't even know if either one of the windows in my bedroom even open. I don't even know. Because if there's a fire, you think I'm going to go, I'm going to open. No, I'm throwing a chair through the sons of bitches. I ain't going to. You don't have to open it, lift it, So all of a sudden I'm in a panic. I got this bedroom I got to get done if they're going to come over. But if I do that, that's going to take a couple hours. That'll put me close to 2:00 in the morning, or past 2:00, 2:30. Then I got to do the living room and the kitchen. That's another 2.5, 3 hours doing those 2 rooms because the living room really needed some shit rearranged to get 6 chairs, 6 places to sit. So I'm juggling. What do I do? They come here, and if I don't have the living room done, they're going to have to stand here and talk to me because there won't be anywhere for them to sit. If I don't do the kitchen, I don't want anybody seeing my kitchen the way it was. So if I don't do the kitchen, I'm a little more. Yeah, I'm not that humble. I don't want people seeing my dirty kitchen. So those 2 things would not be done if I went up and did the bedroom. But by the time I got the bedroom done, it'd be 2:30 in the morning. They come over at 2:30 in the morning. Hell, they ain't gonna get no sleep. Not any more than they get where they were at. Well, and I'm going to inform everybody today when they get here. Less than 24-hour notice to come to see me. It's 80% chance that I'll say absolutely no. No. Only a 20% chance at best that I'll say, oh, if you're just stopping in to say hi for an hour, fine. And then you can leave. Okay, that's 24 hours or less. Between 2 days and 24 hours, yeah, maybe. Now you're 50-50. Now you got a 50-50 chance that I'll say, yeah, sure, you can come and hang out, stay. If it's more than 3 days advance notice, now you're at a 90% chance of getting, well, sure, come on, I'd love to have the company. No more short notice. This old boy can't do it. Come on, guys, I'm dying. You know, you guys are busy living. Oh, okay, Owen. Wonderful, wonderful. He said after it got dark and the breeze hit me, I slept like a baby. That was the one thing I thought too, is that would have been a lifesaver and still saved me some time, a little bit of time. Would have been to have driven that 45 minutes down to you guys where you're staying, and the 45 minutes, that hour and a half, and haul you a couple of nice big fans I've got. Put those right on you. Sleep in your birthday suit, whatever it takes. But whatever, if that would have helped, Um, but so, yeah. And what the whole situation did for me, though, is it taught me not to allow myself to always say, okay, because after I sent the message, I said, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work out. From that point on until 6 o'clock this morning, I cleaned house. I got the living room squared away the best I could. I got the kitchen the best I could. And sure as shit, I headed upstairs. Now, if somebody asks, can I spend the night? But they do it more than 24 hours in advance. I'll probably say yes, because the bedroom's ready for someone to use it, And it's got a queen size bed in it, so a couple with a baby, yeah, you can stay in that room, yeah, no problem. If it's a couple, okay, I won't judge it. A couple of these, a couple of those, or a couple, or if it's two people, they can share that bed up there. It's big enough. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Yeah. The key is to let them know, though. Anyone that visits, that vent in the floor connects to the vent that's in the ceiling in the office. We can hear everything that happens up there.
Right there. I can hear everything that goes on in that damn room. And I'll tell you what, that's one thing this hotel requires. You dirty the bedding, you have to wash it and dry it before you leave and remake that bed. If you don't dirty it, fine. But if you're up there dirtying my sheets, you're doing the whole bed. You're doing the nasty in that bed. My next guests, they don't need that shit. They don't need that shit. I won't be using that bed probably ever again, but friends and family will. So, no. One day out of 365, you can hold back and just let my sheets be clean, Justin Anderson, bud, it's so good to see you. You're awesome. And there's Maureen, Mom. Oh, it's so good to see you, girl. So good. All you beautiful people. You're damn right. Damn right. Don't look at the cover of the book. Yeah. That Owen. You're one brave man. I wouldn't ever have that many people visit me, especially my family. Well, that's it. I do need my family to be a little understanding that one of their visits could kill me. Owen's mother, my oldest daughter, and her large family, very large family, you get them all in one place. There's so much life and energy in every one of them. It's so much it'll kill you. I mean, you can't be around. It's nice to have that positive energy, but holy God, when you get too much, you get too much. That's like,
Well, and there's enough of them that you almost need to get a city permit for having an event on your property.
well, yeah, and I've said it before. Thank God I don't do the big holidays for everybody anymore because invite the whole damn family, and then I gotta go and get on eBay and shop for all the flags of all their nationalities, and then I have the FBI showing up and going, "Is the United Nations showing up here at your house?" Oh no, I put a flag out for all my grandchildren, or whatever country they're from.
And then you have to make that trip to Superior up to ABC Rental to get a circus tent for the backyard, and
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's just to cover the food. Everybody else can sit out in the rain and eat, but that's just to cover all the food they got to have. But yeah, aren't family events just? I mean, they can be the biggest pain in the ass, but they always tend to leave you with a memory you can chuckle back on. That's like that family reunion. You bought all them damn tarps. They were out at a park, and the weather went to shit on us. And we're making a big deal out of it because my mother was in her 80s, and everybody's thinking she ain't going to have but a year or two to enjoy anything like this. So let's do this. Well, it made sense, but they picked a bad time of year, stormy time of year.
oh, fish
Real,
opening day.
yeah.
It's like,
And so we get out there, and sure enough, the weather goes south on us. Running water runs and gets a bunch of tarps, and we're covering everything. We got tarps up. And after a while, it was started blowing so bad. I mean, the tarps weren't even helping anymore. We all agreed. We went to a bowling alley that had a restaurant. And we had our family reunion eating in a bowling alley, and we actually had fun. It was rather enjoyable. In fact, the let's see here. I got boom, 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 boom. This picture was taken at that bowling alley. Look at the big smile on Running Water's face. Yeah, it's just like, oh shit, this is better than what was on that picnic table. Yeah. But there we were at this bowling lanes having our family reunion, and it was convenient because a big portion of their dining room was open and available. So we took this huge ass table. Well, they put about 12 tables together, and yeah, we all had dinner there. But the best memory of that event was Running Water had driven all the way up from Iowa, and he had a smaller car. Well, they had everything for their trip packed in there and everything. And he goes, "What do I do with all these tarps? I got nowhere to put these. Would you like some tarps?" Yeah, I'll take them. I think I got 5 nice big tarps that he didn't want to haul back to Iowa. Yeah, thank you very much. This was a good family reunion. I get to go home with tarps. So I headed back to Wisconsin with some brand new tarps. And they were a little wet, but I didn't care. They'll dry out. Hey, Gemma. Hi, Gemma. It's good to see you, girl.
Hopefully,
You've been
I'm
very
crossing my fingers my camera doesn't cut out, but I
okay.
literally want to see you, and I've literally just got home, so I'm Fingers crossed my camera doesn't cut out.
Okay. Yeah, you've been busy on YouTube for the last a few weeks actually. Now it's been about 3 weeks. I just amazed. Boy, there she is again. There she is
Yeah,
again.
I've literally just got back from it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've literally just got back from an Elvis charity concert, so I've literally just. That's why I'm
Uh-huh.
dressed in my little 60s number.
Oh
And
yeah.
I saw your notification in Facebook. I logged straight onto my computer and I was just like, yes. So
Yeah,
she just walked through the door and like, okay, I'm good.
I've been binging on watching John Wayne movies, right?
Yeah,
I wrote it on my bucket list. Watch all of John Wayne's movies.
very nice.
Well, I can't. People don't realize that man made 150 movies.
Mhm.
Not all of them were very memorable, but he made 150 frickin' movies. And I learned a fact that I never knew before. Him and Elvis
Yeah.
Presley were very good friends. Him and Elvis were real tight friends. And
Oh, wow.
he was at Elvis's funeral, but that's when John Wayne was first diagnosed with his cancer. And
Ouch.
he wanted to be a pallbearer, but they wouldn't let him. They said that no, because some procedure they had done that they said no, you shouldn't be carrying the weight. And John Wayne said, I don't care what it weighs, Well, they just didn't let him. But he was tight. He was real tight with Elvis Presley. Yeah. You think about that. John Wayne, hardcore, old fashioned Western, and our rock star of the ages. And the two of them were friends. Talk about total different genres, different ways of there. But John Wayne had made the comment that you don't have to act or look to be the same as someone else. So him and Elvis got along because they had more in common than their genre of all Western or rock and roll. It was. I just can't see that in John Wayne getting into somebody that's so hardcore rock. And boy, he loved the world out of Elvis.
Yeah, they had that little bit of crossover when it came to the military movies, where their genres somewhat matched, but
and it caused a rift between them for they said it lasted about a year because Elvis actually enlisted. He didn't see combat, actual hand-to-hand kind of shit, but he did enlist. John Wayne was never in the military. He was never enlisted or drafted, and the reason is because he had 4 children. And during World War II, if you had 4 or more children in the household, you could not be drafted or they wouldn't accept your enlistment. So John Wayne couldn't be in the military, so he wasn't. But they cast him in all these military, Green Beret, in Harm's Way, all of those big old movies. They cast him as the G.I. Joe, and I just, I got, it was terrible because I spent over half a day looking at all that history. I should have been watching his damn movies, because I got to get that off my list. And I've been watching a few of Elvis's old movies, and just, some of them I watch and I go, it's a little bit corny, but still, say it. right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. It's guilty pleasure type stuff, and
nostalgia of
yeah,
the days of Elvis, the King
yeah.
showing
Yeah.
off in the Chevy Corvette convertible at the beach,
Oh,
Uh,
Blue Hawaii. That
oh
that that's a tough one. That doesn't get much cornier than Blue Hawaii.
right, right. But yet, it's one of those movies you got to watch.
Right.
I watched The Sound of Music the other night.
Hmm.
For Christ's sakes, I haven't watched The
Yeah.
Sound of Music in 35 years, at least.
That's an amazing film, for
I
sure.
got so absorbed into that stupid movie. I'm just like, oh my God, is this good? This is so cool. That freaking movie, everybody in that movie's dead. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm watching all these movies. Everybody's dead. They're all dead. And I'm
Not
like,
not everybody. Dame Julie Andrews is still alive. She's I think she's 80 something. I think
yeah,
she's only
yeah.
80
And
something. She's still going.
yeah, they're either dead or they're on their way. They're in their 80s plus. Um,
Mm,
Marine Mountain didn't know that
yeah.
Elvis was in movies. Oh yeah, he made quite a few actually.
Well, yeah.
Um, yeah, and
Yeah. Marine Mum, you have to
there's
check out King Crowley, Speedway, and some other films that he's done.
Speedway was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're shown on
yeah.
TV quite a lot.
The not over here. You know what?
And yes, I
That's
wasn't
it.
even born when Elvis was
The thing.
alive, but even I know what movies he was in because I
That,
watched them.
that's the weird thing about music. That's a weird thing about music. When the Beatles came into the picture, holy fuck! The English didn't have nobody in England had the fan base in the U.S. like the Beatles did. I
Yeah,
mean, the U.S. made England look like they don't even care about the Beatles. We do. They don't. And that's the way that they felt here. Is those people don't know. Everybody knew all the history of every Beatle, right? Well, Elvis, after he passed away, holy shit! I won't go head to head with somebody from Britain
yeah,
on Elvis. I won't go there because they know everything. They know if he has brown streaks in his underwear. I mean, they know everything about Elvis. Everything. The and it's kind of embarrassing because
yeah,
he's a product of the U.S. The Beatles were a product of Britain, but they both had their biggest fan bases in the opposite countries. It's so unusual. It's just you look at that and you go, how did that shit happen?
Well,
How
wow,
did that?
that's like Japan has a huge Elvis fan
Yeah,
base.
they
Oh, they
they're
really like Elvis over
and
there.
it's growing.
yeah.
It's growing. It's
Elvis
getting.
over.
Yeah, Elvis had a big impact worldwide. Um, and I think the reason Elvis didn't end up as big in the U.S. as he did elsewhere is because we were so overburdened with
Yeah,
new rock groups, right?
Hmm.
I looked in 1967, just a young man, 1967, listen to all those tunes. I Googled it. How many rock singles were
it's like
produced
today the charity concert
in,
that
in 1967? How many rock groups
Hmm.
there were in 1967? I just about peed my pants. Recognized, recorded rock groups. There was 197.
Hmm.
So you were hearing number one hits from rock groups that's all they ever had was one number one hit. All the rest of their music just went away. It's because there was so much competition. And I think a lot of that stole away from Elvis's stage of fame here in the U.S. Because we were so overglutton with so many different genres and so much music that it took away. Where over in Europe, boy, they hit on one person and they just stuck to him, man. They just, we're going to listen to him. And yeah, it played out that way. It was pretty interesting how it played out. Oh, this is the announcement I got to make. Okay, I told you all about, I got people coming over, right? They're going to be here at 4:30 today. That means at the 2-hour mark, I can be in the middle of a conversation. I look up and it says it's been 1 hour and 59 minutes and 10 seconds. And I'll cut everybody off and say, I have to go. Goodbye, folks. It was great. This is a 2-hour maximum show today because at 4:30 here, my time, which is 2 hours after I started the stream, they're going to be coming through that door. Now, I thought I'll lock the door. That way, if I run over a little bit, they're stuck out on the porch. Well, that don't work. Boom, 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 boom. Then it turns into wham, 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 wham. Then it sounds like World War III starting on the front porch, and they're all pounding. And you're going to hear all that. But if I leave it unlocked, they're all going to come in, yak, 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 and they're all talking to me, knowing I'm live. And it'll take 15 minutes for them to just get into the damn living room. And then, any more live, I'll have to shout because they'll be in there talking and laughing and arguing and doing all that family shit as loud as can be. So, hey, Scum, it's great to see ya.
Yeah. It's a shame I'm back on the road. I missed them. Oh well.
Let's not get into the conversation we had earlier about being an introvert, because it would surprise you guys, but Running Water and I are both introverts. Why do I talk so much and why do I share with so many people? Well, because I'm an introvert. I have so much going on in my head constantly. My whole history, I try to save it all. I want to remember everything. And you get to the point you have to kind of unload some of that. So, and I saw in a study they did that introverts, they're easy to tag because you never see them talk to anybody. They keep to themselves. They don't want to be socializing until you get one talking. Then you can't shut them up. Oh, I fall into that class, don't I? Because if you saw me here, I'll have a palliative nurse show up. She'll be here for 2 hours, and I might talk for 10 minutes of it. Otherwise, she's doing all the talking. Because I want to take everything she knows in. That's not a sharing kind of thing. I'm stealing her intelligence, her thoughts. And she would agree. Yeah, Sty can be awful quiet at times. Just sits there and looks and listens. And she says, and oh shit, don't bring that up again because he'll hold you to it. But that's what introverts do. And they like to be, or I shouldn't say like to be, they're just comfortable with being alone. They're comfortable with it because they feel they get more done being alone. They learn more. Their brain works harder. They're letting their brain exercise. So they want to be alone because they need to be alone to be able to do that. Where if we're too busy in social media, and I've fallen prey to that, and I got away from it, but you get so tied up in the social media. We've got so many. You got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, blah, 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 blah. And everybody's got participate in all those platforms of socialization. They're so busy trying to keep track of their socializing, they never ever get the true time to just sit and have deep thought, to think things through. I can spend 2 or 3 hours socializing on the internet, and it'll take me 6 to 8 hours to analyze everything I heard because I want to sit and I'll shut that shit off and think about everything I heard during that couple hours. But it's going to take me hours to go through it and decide what my thoughts are on things. And I don't know. I don't know. They're not wrong. They say introverts make the best leaders because they're the ones that call you in the office and say, do this, 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 and this. Now you can get out of my office. They expect it to be done. They're not going to discuss it with you or anything. They just tell you what needs to be done, and you're gone. And they're left alone again to go into deep thought of what needs to be done. You know, they're thinking of the next thing that needs to be done. Where social people want to come in and have a cup of coffee with you and chat for an hour about something that would have taken you 5 or 10 minutes to just get the information you needed and bye. And that's an introvert. But the another thing with an introvert, they say, is you couldn't find somebody that would make a better friend and or companion than an introvert, because they're not going to let you be their friend or a companion without a lot of deep thought. And if they still want to be your friend or companion, you can count on it. For them, it wasn't an easy choice. And they had good reason to say, you're my friend, you know. And a lot of people say, God, Sty, you can make friends so easy. I can make enemies just as easy. And I have. Just by saying, I ain't got time for that shit. I don't want to hear it. You know. Well, what are you going to do? I'm going to go in the house, sit in front of the goddamn TV for an hour or two and think. Well, you're not very social. Right. But if that determines our friendship, then on your side, okay. On my side, I'm open. You know, are you going to offer something I'm willing to participate in? You know, if you tell me, let's go golfing for the day, and then we'll go to the beach for the day, and then we'll go eat at this place where the food, you don't like it. It should be a good time. No, I'd rather go home, sit in my backyard, in my chair alone, and enjoy the outdoors there. But if you said we're holding this big yard party, you should come on over. If I'm available, I'll be there. You betcha. I'll be there. I don't intentionally walk around, make sure everybody there knows I'm there. If you find out I'm there, it's because you've seen me or you had a question for me. It's not that I'm going to go make sure that I touched every person in the place for social standing. You know, I got to make sure I can tick that off on my social list that I saw everybody. No, I'm not. I'm there for me. I'm not there for everybody else. And I just kind of wish a lot more people were that way, actually.
Well, I've had a few people, like, out at the bar there up in town, and, or, at the terminal, other drivers and stuff, it was one guy, he's from UK. He's like, you're really good at the Irish exit. It's like, the what? He's like, you're there hanging out, everyone's talking, blah, 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 and then we turn and look, and gone. You left. I'm like, well, yeah, I was done.
Yeah.
And just leave.
It started going in a direction I wasn't involved in, so I left.
Yeah. It's
See,
like I've had enough. I'm going home. I don't need to say goodbye and tell everyone I'm leaving. It's like it's not an airport. I don't have to announce my departure. It's like
right. And see, I'm that way. I know I'll get different as my clock runs out. Towards the end, I'll get to where I want to say goodbye to everybody, because it might be the last goodbye. But in the meantime, I don't have to say goodbye to everybody. That's just like in my past marriage for 38 years. I know the words "I love you" have been said in the multi-millions over 38 years. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. There's nothing I despise more than someone when it's just you and them communicating. Almost every other word they got to say, I love you. Are you trying to convince me or something? You don't have to fucking repeat that. In fact, the less you repeat it, you can say it occasionally. I do. I love you guys. Yeah, we all do. But you don't constantly just, I love you. I love you. Everything you do, oh, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Unless you're trying to convince somebody of something. Instead of saying I love you, shut the fuck up and show it. Well, why don't you show it instead of say it? And if you don't say it as often, when you do say it, it's really got meaning attached to it. When you say, I appreciate what you did for me, and you're not used to hearing that, it's got to feel good. That person used the word appreciate talking about me, And I have to say, with running water, you have to admit, running water, I say it quite often.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate what you did. And I say love you when you're heading back out on the road, but I don't say love you every fucking day for 500 times. I'll say it when you're heading back out on the road. I don't want you going on the road thinking I don't love you. Well, when I say I appreciate the things you do, he knows damn well. He's known me for over 45 years. I don't say that lightly. I don't say, if you did something you should have done, it's your problem, your responsibility, not mine. Why would I say, I appreciate that you did that? No, it was expected of your ass. It was yours. It wasn't mine. But if you did something that I have ownership of, and you weren't even asked, holy Christ, you better appreciate that. Better appreciate that, because that was your responsibility, not theirs. And if you couldn't do it, it's still your responsibility to go find someone that can do it for you. But they did it without mention, without concern of how you feel or think. They just do it. You can't help but feel appreciation for that, And running water knows, man, I appreciate the fact that I'm here, that I'm in his house, and that he's got so many bells and whistles that he lets me use. And so yeah, my little gypsy wagon's got about 500 wind chimes hanging from it, and you can hear me coming. And I appreciate that. He don't have to share his life with me. He's not obligated or required. And I had someone ask me a while back, do you ever wish you were back in your apartment? I told him, I said, once in a great while. But it's not a matter of living in the apartment that I miss. It's things about the apartment I miss. Is everything I had. I had a use for. I was using everything I had. Here, everything's duplicated. Everything I got, he's got. And most of the stuff we got that we're using every day is the stuff he's got. So there's some brand new fucking items and shit up in the attic in these moving totes that you'll have fun with. Oh shit, it's time for a new toaster. Pitch that fucker. Dad had one up in the attic. You know, oh, I want that new blender. Yeah, you can go up there, grab that new blender, you know. But that's the thing. That's the only thing on a rare occasion where I feel I can go in the kitchen, and the kitchen was so small there, it was perfect for one person. I go in there and make a steak with sauteed mushrooms and onions and a side dish of some sort. Do it all. Go in the living room, sit at a TV tray and sit there and eat steak and watch TV. Well, can I do that here? Yeah. But I'm doing it in a, what is that, 12 or 14 foot by 12 or 14 foot room. This big, I can fucking half my old apartment. And that's my kitchen. Right? So I find myself more often than not here, standing there staring at the cupboard or staring.
Well, and I imagine like, the pant or the food cupboard and stuff. That's a little bit overwhelming because it's like being at a convenience store. It's like there's a little bit of everything here. Where do I start?
Yeah. And it goes through my mind. I can't eat all that shit. There's no way I can eat all that shit. I mean, if somebody said, how long could you survive there if things went to shit, but you're safe in that house? How long could you survive? 6 months to a year? What? Oh, yeah, you haven't seen my cupboard. You haven't seen the fridge. Oh, shit. Yeah. I literally would not have to go to a goddamn store, even for once, for a month. I mean, that's for ice cream, you know. But regular food stuffs for making meals. Oh, shit, I got months and months and months of food sitting there. Because he had a ton of food. Well, a fairly good amount of food. His brother took a lot of it, but he had a fairly good amount of food. It filled at least half of the pantry. Well, then I show up with a big old ass tote, dragging it in there, full of pantry goods. Now our pantry don't bump anything. It's going to come pouring out of there, man. It's full. It's packed full. And I eat out of the goddamn thing. So, yeah, there's times when I liked it at the apartment because I would shop about once every 3 days. I go to the store, but I come out with one bag. Now I go once a week and I come out with 4 or 5 bags. Okay. Marine Mom just commenting on the earlier conversation. You betcha. You betcha. There's so many ways that you can show love to people. You betcha. And then Justin, I keep a pretty good stock of canned goods, mostly beans. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, you eat a lot of them beans, it keeps people out of your house too. It helps. Yeah. I do have to say, folks, Sty is feeling better on these steroids now. Now, keep in mind, the last time I had my steroids was Friday. So I had all day yesterday and majority of today. No steroids, right? I feel as good as I did on Wednesday. right in the middle of taking all those steroids. So they work like a charm. They work like a charm. And I can't wait to convince my doctor to do that for me every 2 weeks because my appetite's back too. When I fell asleep at 6 o'clock this morning, like I told you, I was cleaning the living room, kitchen, upstairs, and I was shoveling food in all that time. All I did was work and eat, work and eat, work and eat, work and eat. And when I sat down at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm going, holy shit, I am so full. I was stuffed. I ate so damn much. There was a couple of times I had a yearning for homemade mac and cheese. Well, I got everything I need to make it. And I had to stop myself, you damn old fool. It's 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. What are you doing? You can't be making homemade mac and cheese at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but just a nice small dish of that, that would taste so good. Real food, not snacks. But it's 4 o'clock in the morning. No, don't do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't really say much about that. Where it was what 4 o'clock in the morning. I was in there making grilled cheeses.
But I was up playing PlayStation too.
Yeah.
What are you making in there? What are you doing? Oh, 4 grilled cheese and a bowl of tomato soup. Why this fucker? Yeah, yeah. But I think again that's something we have in common too. Is we like real food more than the snacks. We like something that's hearty, real food. I used to always say that is middle of the night, going to go to bed in an hour or two. And the ex-wife I'd say, God, I'm hungry. God dang it, I'm hungry. And she'd say, oh, well, there's Little Debbie's and there's all these snacks, right? And I go, I'll figure something out. Sure as shit, a loaded pizza. I take a frozen pizza and load it up with extra pepperoni and cheese and shit. And cook a pizza. What are you doing? I'm making a pizza. What the hell are you doing that for? You're going to go to bed in an hour. I said, that's shit. I'll have that pizza gone in a half an hour. So, yeah. But there's snacks. I want real food for my snack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want fake food. Yeah, Maureen Mom's right. Meat and taters.
Mm-hmm.
I do like my whole kernel corn.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay from a can. I'll live with it. But I like boiling me up about 4 ears of corn, cut all the corn off of them, and eat that corn. Right. It's like it's coming right off the cob.
Oh man! Tuesday when I went out and got bean, and I ran up to the store and stuff.
Yeah.
We come by the corn truck guy out there. That line was going all the way around the parking lot.
Yep.
Of people standing out there waiting for him to get the tarp off.
Yep. And guess what? That clown was down in Hayward 3 weeks ago, and he stayed down there for 2 weeks before he came to Ashland. There were people driving from Ashland all the way down there. They were hours drive down there, get themselves a couple dozen ears of corn and drive all the way back to Ashland. That guy's got some of the best sweet corn in the world. Thanks for saying that, because I'll put that on my to-do list for tomorrow, because I'm going shopping tomorrow. Stop at the corn guy. There we go. He probably has some good acorn squash right now, too.
Yeah, I know he had some melons set up out there. So, yeah, good time of year for it.
I know the early squashes are starting to show up. The best squash is the end of September, first part of October. Those, when they're harvesting them at that time, those are the best squash. But in the meantime, these definitely will do. Yep,
Yeah.
Justin Anderson. We're yeah, we share the same heart and mind. I
Mm-hmm.
like to take my squash and throw some butter in there and a couple tablespoons of brown sugar and bake it. And, oh, yeah, Marine Mom, she spotted that out. Yes, and butter. Yeah, gotta have the butter,
Mm-hmm.
butter. I can't believe it's not butter. You know why? It's the only thing I use it for, too. I use real butter and everything else. I can't believe it's not butter on the corn in the TV dinners that I eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and the reason I do that is because I can't believe it's not butter. I can't believe that's not real food.
Yeah.
So they go together. If you put real butter on it, it'll probably something will happen. I mean, because that TV dinner, that ain't real food. That's what they sweep up off the floor in the butcher shop. So the
Yeah. Well, a couple years back, someone had made a parody commercial of, can't believe it's not better.
better,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't believe it's not better. Yeah, spread a little of that on.
Yeah. Yeah. They had like a dad bod type Fab or Fabio looking guy, but had the dad bod. Still had the long flowing hair, just spreading it, and the gal takes a bite, and she's like, "I can't believe it's not better."
Better. Uh, damn. I had my hopes up, but I can't believe it's not better. That's oh shit. I can see that. Yeah. But no, that's the truth. I've had the same container of I can't believe it's not butter for a year, and it's about half gone. Because that's all I use it for is the corn in a TV dinner. Because I
Well, that
gotta have butter flavor with it at least. So it's butter flavored, not good corn in a not good meal. So it all fits, it belongs together.
yeah. Well, that's why I like that. I get that Brummel and Brown yogurt butter in the blue
Oh,
tub that's in there.
I never,
That's good. It's got a good butter flavor to it, but it spreads real good. It's good for like those breads that I get, the lemon bread and pumpkin bread and stuff.
right. Easy spreading. And
Easy spread on there, or if you want some buttered bread with your bowl of chili, it's like it spreads on real easy, good to go.
I've got a butter dish on my list to pick up tomorrow because I want a stick of room temperature butter in the kitchen
Yeah.
all the time. So I can quit tearing the shit out of my bread and stuff because I can't use fake butters on those sweet breads
Mhm.
because it leaves an oily seal in my mouth where I lose the flavor of the bread after the first couple bites, Then all of a sudden I don't taste the bread anymore. And it's because I sit there and suck away on that shit, rinse my mouth out with some coffee. Now my mouth is all clean again. Take a bite. Oh, I can taste the bread again. But after a couple bites, can't taste the bread no more. It's that fake butter is coating my mouth, my taste buds. And that pisses me off.
Yeah, I used to have my dish that held the 1 pound
Yeah,
block,
the whole 1 pound.
and it would have that on the counter. Except Joe's cats kept getting into it. It's like no.
I'm sorry, guys. I like cats. I get a kick out of cats. I laugh my ass off at cats. I won't ever own another cat. I won't do it. You clean your whole fucking kitchen. You go to bed that night. The next morning, you need to sterilize that whole fucking kitchen. Because that cat has, if there's a pan or a plate laying anywhere, that cat has sat on it. I guarantee you, that cat has sat on it. It's used the litter box and walked across your kitchen counters 3-4 times and across your stove. No, no, no fucking cats. You leave a glass of milk sitting on your goddamn table, and you got to jump up, run, and use the bathroom. You go do it, and you come back. If you really look, some of that milk is missing. And the cat's across the room looking at you like, do I get any? No, you already did. That some bitch was up there drinking that fucking milk.
Sticking her paw in there.
That they were in the litter box with. Licking their paws. And then you sat down and finished drinking that shit. No. No. Yeah, Marine Mom, that's right. Whoops. I love dogs. They stay on the floor or the couch. Yes. Dogs they have a limit. They'll jump up and stuff, but they don't jump up on things. They jump up on you wanting something, but they don't jump up on your counters, your stove. They don't go sit on your frying pan or your dishes. I mean,
yeah, or like Bean, just sit there and stare at you, try to guilt trip you into giving you.
Yeah, dogs guilt trip you. They guilt trip you, but I'm sorry, but to me, dogs, yeah, they're a little more effort, but they're worth it. They're worth the effort. Everybody says, well, a cat, all you got to do is change its cat box, True, but that's a nasty job. I don't have to go change my dog's shit box, Can you imagine if you had a fair-sized dog that takes a fair-sized dump using something like a cat box in your house? No, it would make a dog not worth having a dog so much.
That's what folks in the cities are doing. Got a pan there with the rabbit pellets in it for their dogs to go.
And it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
So so they don't have to take if the dog needs to go, they can go. Because it's 10 flights down.
Yeah.
It's like no.
And that's it. Is I know people that live in an 8-story building. People on the 8th floor. They got these little house dogs. And those house dogs are keeping them fuckers, those old bastards, alive. Because they got to take it out to shit twice a day and do its duty. And so it makes that old fart get up, put the leash on, take their little doggy for a walk. The dog's taking them for a walk is what's happening and keeping their old ass alive. Yeah.
Gotta get that blood moving.
Yeah, right. Now, Marine Mom, you're absolutely right. And dogs love the scraps. I used to love that. Oh, you can't feed that to your dog. You can't feed that to your dog. You can't feed that to your dog. Why? It'll kill him. That dog's 16 years old. And I've been feeding them that shit for all 16 of those years. I got a feeling it's going to live to be 20. And what is that? 120 years? People's life? He's going to live to be 120 eating all this shit off of my plate. And I've never seen a dog, you put the plate down. If it's something a dog will eat, they won't just eat that food. They'll lick that plate clean. Washing that plate becomes very easy. A cat will sit there and nitpick and leave tons of shit on the plate. And a lot of what they don't like, they kick it off the plate. So now you got to clean this. You got to scrape that filthy plate, wash it, and you got to sweep up the crap they scraped out of the plate onto the floor and wash your goddamn floor. Like I said, I think cats are cool. I'd rather you owned it and kept it because they're not cool enough for me to have to babysit a cat. And I don't like a cat's independence to start with. Cats prove you cannot train a cat. There's certain things you can train them, but they're going to always try to break those rules, even the ones you trained them on. They'll always try to break those rules. Where a dog, once they learn a rule, that's hands off, man. I seen a guy take them doggy treats. His dog loved them to death, but he could set that doggy treat right in the middle of the room, and he'd show it to the dog, and he'd go, "Not yours." And that dog, for hours, would walk past and look at that, go right up to it, sniff, never touch it, walk by. The dog won't take it. And he said he got it to the point where he had to be gone for 2 days. So he put all this dog food down. Dog had an outdoor access. They could go out in their kennel and they could go outside, do their duty and shit. And he put 3 of those treats right in the middle of the kitchen floor. And he was gone for over 48 hours. When he got home, all 3 of those treats were still there. That dog never touched them, but the dog ate all of its dog food. And he said, I gave him about 3.5, 4 days worth of dog food. But he ate all the dog food because he's allowed to eat the dog food I put down for him. But he's not allowed to eat those snacks till he's given permission. So this bitch for 2 days was tortured about these 3 snacks sitting on the kitchen floor. But I'm not allowed, you know? And he said that and Marine Mom's going, poor pup. Well, not such a poor pup. That pup got 2 beers and all of the snacks he wanted that day when the guy got home. And when I say 2 beers, this dog was the bigger Scotties, you know. And this guy built this contraption. You stick a beer bottle in. It's got like a koozie. You stick a beer bottle in. That dog lifted his paw up and he could pull it down his perfect height. And he could drink a beer out of that. And he never spilled. Well, until he's on the end of his second beer, you give him a third one and he starts spilling. He starts kind of swatting it, you know. Oh, yeah, over here. No, yeah. But yeah, that dog was so babyfied. I mean, but that dog listened so well. If the guy would say, "Get him," or "Sick him," the dog wouldn't bark or nothing. He'd run and he'd check every door of the house. Then he'd check every room of the house. And if he didn't find somebody, he wouldn't bark. But if he found anybody, he'd let out 3 loud barks. And then he'd come running in and he'd stand in front of this guy like, I'm going to guard you. You know, that dog was hilarious. I loved him. Yes, I had, Justin. We had a bear in Itasca, Minnesota, back in the old days, where you could pull into a rest area here in Minnesota and Wisconsin, and most little mom and pop gas station, convenience kind of places, tourist traps. They had a big old cage, and usually they'd have a bear. They'd sell you little baggies, when I was a kid, a paper sack that's got a bunch of miniature marshmallows you could feed the bears, right? Well, this one place, oh, hell no. They gave you the regular size marshmallows, nice big bag of them. And right next to where you feed the bear through the cage, right next to it, is this big cooler, old-fashioned pop cooler, where you lift the lids and the bottles are all in it, you know, down in it. And to open a lid, you had to put your money in, of course. Well, you could buy a bottle of pop back then for 25 cents. A nice big bottle of Orange Crush, 25 cents. Well, there were 50 cents out of that cooler. You get yourself a bottle of Orange Crush and the opener's right there on the cooler. You pop it open and you stuck it, like I was talking that dog had, into this green mesh thing. You stick it in there and that bear, he comes right over there and he gets a hold of it with his claws. It's like chicken wire around it. He gets a hold of it, tips it down, and he keeps drinking that orange pop until the bottle's empty. And then the sucker sits there for 5 minutes belching. It's hilarious. Hilarious. And the bear's got it figured out. He pulls it down when the bottle's empty, so it's facing him and it's not tipping. He takes his other paw and he gives it a pat and it just shoots out. And they got this tin bucket out there that those bottles are falling in. The bear got rid of his own bottle. You didn't have to. He wouldn't accept the second bottle of pop until he was done belching. Then he would accept the second bottle. But those were I don't give a shit what animal rights people, all that shit. Those are experiences. I'm 66 years old. They are burned into my soul, those experiences. There was one where there were 2 bear cubs, and the big sign said, do not feed them anything except what that tourist place gave you to feed them. Well, I went in and bought a little bag of marshmallows. That's all you were allowed to feed the bear cubs, those little mini marshmallows. Well, these 2 cubs, they wiped out those marshmallows quick. I noticed they got a water dish that's empty. They had like 3 water dishes in there for them. And they're about the size of a dog food, or, a dog food bowl that you put down for a dog. Well, the one's empty and it's close to the fence, right up to the fence. I had a bottle of Coke. I opened that bottle of Coke and I poured it in that bowl. One of them little bears comes running right over there. What's he doing? He's running over. He checks that Coke out and he starts drinking it. Oh, he's liking it. Here comes the other one. What you got there, bud? The one that was drinking it starts growling at the other one while he's trying to drink. So it's rah, 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 and he's foaming at the mouth. The whole thing's foaming. And it's getting close to empty, and the second bear shoulders him and sticks his nose down in there and gets about maybe 2 little drinks, and the first one tore into him. And there was nothing but black bear fur flying everywhere. The 2 of them went into it. Oh my God, did they tear each other up? They were so pissed at each other. The owner of the place come out and he goes, holy shit, he says, them damn bears. He said, I've never seen them behave like that before. I said, we were just standing here. We fed them some marshmallows, and next thing you know, they tore into each other. It was so good. It didn't draw blood, but fur was flying. There was fur, lots of black fur flying around. And the guy went and grabbed a garden hose and hosed them down to break them up to get them to stop fighting. It was pretty good. But if you tell that to an animal rights person, and you're going to hell for that. Sty, how dare you do that? Make those poor bears suffer like that. They didn't suffer, they learned. One of them kicked the ass of the other one, and he's in charge now. That's what it was. It was just a learning experience for him. What's in the marshmallows? Yeah, they're spiking in marshmallows. Yeah.
A little bit of melatonin in them.
Well, the way that one was foaming at the mouth, I think they were putting those. What the fuck is that? Those tablets they stick in the Coke bottles and blow them up. They're that candy.
Mentos, yeah.
And maybe they're crumbling that up and putting it in the marshmallow, because that bear, when he was drinking that and growling, it just, I'm not kidding, this right up to his eyeballs, he was all foam. It was just, And I was so glad, because they got the bowl empty before that guy came out there. What the hell's going on? I don't know. Somebody feeding him he wasn't supposed to get. No, it was just us feeding him marshmallows. Anybody put anything in that bowl? Well, the bowl's empty. I don't. It was empty when we got here. Yeah. Little half truths here and there, you know. I think that bowl might have had a couple drops of water in it, so it wasn't empty. Yeah. And we did feed them the marshmallows. That's true. But there's so many things in the world today that I grew up with, and I'm not talking like products and things like that. I'm talking about actual experiences where you could go experience something that don't happen anymore. And there's a couple reasons why they don't. One of them is they don't even exist. The old-fashioned, old-school amusement parks. Oh my God, were they a blast. And you probably get hurt. I've gotten hurt at the amusement park several times. Oh, but my God, I loved it. The experience was great. They had this thing. There were these fiberglass airplanes hanging by two chains, you know, in a big circle. And the thing starts spinning and planes go out, and you can control the tail so that you can make your plane do this, you know. And it was set up pretty cool because it hung out. It sat on a big dock because the amusement park was on a lake. Sat out on this big dock, and half of it hung out over the water. So half the time you're flying out over the water on this thing. And then that thing was tall, had long chains, and so you could really make that plane do shit. They'd never allow that fucking thing anymore because that was nothing but swing set chain holding that bitch on there. I'm on one, and the swing set chain on the back broke, and I'm hanging like this. I'm looking straight up to the other chain that's attached to the nose of the thing, and the wind's got me, and it's spinning me around. It's all fucked up. They had to shut the ride down, and it was quite the experience, man. And you think back about it, if two chains couldn't hold it, what made me think that one chain was going to hold it before they stopped the fucking thing? But at first I was screaming, I'm going to die, and then it started getting fun and funny. But that was life back then. We had this spinning disc. Everybody sits on it with their backs to each other up, starting the center. Somebody will sit right on the top of it. It's just like a pointed spinning disc that's about shit. That thing was about 25 feet across, and it would slowly start to spin, and then it would speed up, and it would speed up and speed up to the point where all of a sudden you slide off that disc. Well, it's inside this big pit with these pads that you hit, you know, so you might break an arm, you know, but the chances are you won't, you know. But they had to shut it down because that big disc, the last 2 feet of it was polished steel. Well, it wouldn't hurt you. You slide right off of it, right? The problem is the first 4 feet of the floor out below the disc was also polished steel. If you slid off that son bitch and you were wearing shorts and you got a hand on the spinning thing and your knees touched that floor, you got zapped. I mean, I'm telling you, I know it was 110 volt. It hurt like a son of a bitch. They were electrocuting you for falling off. And that thing was always packed with people. Even little kids, they put their little kid. Oh, little Johnny wants to ride that. How old is he? He's 6. Old enough. It wasn't how tall is he or any of that shit. Little Johnny wants to ride a roller coaster. How old is he? 6. Okay, he can ride. It wasn't you got to be this tall, that tall. If you're not this tall, what the fuck? Is that kid going to fly out of it? I don't give a fuck how tall you are. If you can fly out of that thing, do any of us belong on it? I mean, all these warnings about these things. Look at that shit that you're getting on.
Mhm.
You're going to tell me if I follow all of the rules and the warnings, I'm safe? Bullshit. I've watched the videos where cars have come off and you know, but it was perfectly safe. The people that were on it were the right height, the right weight, but their car still came off. So don't tell me that these carnival amusement park rides are safe. Any of them, none of them are safe except the ones. Not even a merry-go-round. Get on a pony going up and down. I watched a guy lose 2 fingers. Actually, cut his freaking fingers off. He stood up on the back of that stupid horse, and up above is the steel drops down like a U shape, and that's where the pole that lifts the horse up and down connects, and it's going around like that. Well, he went up there and he grabbed that. As it came around, it took his 2 fingers off with it. Well, that merry-go-round ain't very fucking safe. I watched one guy getting beat up. Horse kept pounding him on the floor. He got underneath it. And it was a young teenager. Oh, looky here. Oh, wow. Good to see you, girl.
How you doing?
Hey.
What's happening?
You look awesome with your hat and no glasses.
No. Thank you.
Love it. Hey, yeah, we still got about a half hour left. Yeah.
I know. I heard you say you had to go too.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Sty's out of here. I got a ton of people showing up.
Yeah.
Oh, and the family that's showing up, they could be here for an hour or 6.
Or 6.
Last time they visited, they didn't leave until 2:30 in the morning. So Justin right away. New hat. Yeah.
It's not new actually. I got it at the yard sale like freaking 3 years ago. I just found it. I've been going through all my crap.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Crochet.
That's it. When you start digging through your stuff, you're going, I totally forgot about it.
Hey, that kind of matches my shirt. Or this one.
Yeah.
This one's totally see-through.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to go that far, I guess. Not at least not this time of day. Yeah. Maybe later in
the other channel.
Later this evening on a different channel. Right? This is no kidding. This is no kidding. This is the first time in my life. Now I look terrible. You don't want to see me naked. I don't look good naked anymore. But I'm all cut up. I mean, they've done so many surgeries on me. I'd look like shit.
My internet.
Yeah. It was hotter than hell in here, and I'm trying to move some big stuff around, and it's hotter than hell. And I'm trying to dress for the weather, right, for the temp. So off came the shirt. Then I got rid of my shoes and threw a pair of sandals on. Then I'm going, fuck, these jeans are so hot. So I took my jeans off, and I'm going, I got to have a pair of shorts on. I got a big stack of clothes here. And I'm going through those clothes. I know there's a pair of shorts. I'm standing there in my boxers looking for a goddamn pair of shorts, right? All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock on my fucking door. I didn't even think about the way I was dressed. I just walked through the door. Whip that door open, and who's standing there? This guy and this gal, a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's when I realized I'm standing here in my fucking underwear and a pair of sandals. And they said, maybe we should come back another time when it's more convenient. I said, wait a minute. Just to see their reaction. I said, well, wait a minute. when it's more convenient. Hell, I got all but one piece of my clothes off already. Couldn't be more convenient than that. The look on that gal's face. Ooh, they left. They left. I don't expect I'll see them probably again. I don't know. That cut up old fuck come to the door and said, "I'm ready. I'm not already down to my boxers. Yeah, are you ready to go? Yeah. I'll give you the ride in my old wagon."
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if we're going to start, getting him to start visiting more, because we had chased him away pretty good when the ex was still there, and the Mormons, they stopped coming by.
Yeah.
Because they're talking to me, and I'm like, hey, I've got my faith and all that, and well, what about your partner? I'm like, well, I've had a hard enough time convincing her of Jesus. I don't know if I can, if you're gonna have much luck, with Jesus the Western.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Now, this is no shit. Yeah. Grammy's internet connection screwed up on it. But anyway, there's no shit. This is the first time in my whole freaking life. I want the Mormons to show up. They are the dumbest saps in the world. They are the dumbest saps in the world.
Anything we can help you with?
Your oldest sister, she had at that time 7 kids. The Mormons showed up. She let them Mormons talk to her for about an hour. After that hour, then she talked to them. And then, guess what she ended up with? 3 freaking years of daycare. They were showing up 4 days a week and watching their kids for 2 to 4 hours. There's seven monsters. And she's going, oh, the fucking Mormons, I love them. I love them. They show up, watch them kids. They take care of them. I said, yeah, but what are they teaching them? She says, nothing that I can't unteach. Good for you, girl. Good for you. Invite them Mormons over. So I got to thinking about it the other day. I still got it. I don't know if it'll get done by fall or not. With this new energy I'm feeling from the steroids, they keep me on it. Maybe I can get this shit done I want to do. But if I can't, I need the Mormons to stop by. Oh, some young Mormon kids that can drag that brush and cut this up for me and do that. Oh shit, I'd be in heaven before Christmas, man. Yeah. And then what you do is you get everything you need out of them and you tell them, you know what? After knowing you all this time, I've decided you've convinced me. And they get all excited and you go, to be an atheist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you don't see them for 3 years, You don't see them until you need shit done again. Yeah. So,
well, the ones that stopped by when the ex was still there, I think they came out of Ironwood.
Oh, wow, all the way out of Ironwood.
Because I don't know, do we have a local temple here?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so they must have been transplants over, because I know they go to different towns for their witnessing,
That's so that they don't become recognizable.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you're the same ones that came last month. No, they're different. So you don't. It's hard to, unless they got a second nose or something. You just don't recognize them. Yeah.
Speaking of Mormons, I'm sitting in Brigham City right now.
Oh, welcome to Utah. Utah, they all ta there.
Yeah, I had a guy in the truck stop asking why every single sign in the state has that beehive on, and it's like, that's the Mormon temple.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, there's no separation between church and state in Utah. Yeah. If the state wants to do something, they run it by the church.
I grew up in Mormon country. I grew up in southeast Idaho.
Oh yeah.
I mean, southwest Idaho, right there. It was Mormon town. Everybody was Mormon, but I was Presbyterian.
You're Presbyterian. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I went to Presbyterian.
Cool. Okay. Now, I had some very dear Mormon friends that were from
Hey, Matt.
southern Idaho, moved up to northwestern Montana, and they were living semi off grid and very, very great homesteaders and worked hard. They had 3 kids. The kids were hard workers, wonderful people. But we get into the conversation about the Mormons, and they'd say,
Cheers, Matt.
they'd say to me, we're more than happy to talk about the Mormons with you and the belief system and all that, as long as it has to do with anything that happened yesterday and forward. Anything that happened before yesterday, we don't want to talk about. What? They said, no, our history, you can just throw that away. Well, let's talk about today moving forward. Jesus Christ. Okay. So I never went there with them, and they never went there with me. Is it Matt's birthday?
No. He's been saying happy birthday since last night. He's saying happy birthday like everybody. He just wants to celebrate somebody's birthday.
Celebrate mine. Celebrate mine. It was 6 months ago.
Mine was just last week. So.
Yeah.
Mine was on the 12th.
But the problem is your birthdays, you keep adding them on and they don't show up. I mean, mine, you add one on and fuck, it shows up like it's been 3 birthdays ago. I mean, just there, Matt included me.
Celebrate everybody's birthday.
Happy birthday, Matt. Yeah.
He was in my stream telling everybody happy birthday last night.
Scum says Sty rules. Oh yeah, I was
like, I know when some of those birthdays are.
Yeah, Scum. I rule all right. Yeah, I got it. I got everything under control. You know, I'm on top of it.
Cheers, Andy.
Yeah. I'm that old wise man that sits up there way on top of the mountain, and some bitch spends 3 days climbing that mountain. Get up there, and he said, I asked him, what the hell are you doing up here? I came up here for your wisdom. I just show him my cell phone. Now get off my fucking mountain. What the fuck you climb that something for? You could have called me. What the hell? You want some wisdom? Quit climbing mountains. If all I'm on the top of it is the whole part. If the only thing on top of that mountain is the whole part, what the hell are you climbing up there? You drive 3 blocks and find a fucking old folks home. And all the wisdom in the goddamn world. I guarantee you. Every one of those people think they know everything, and you put everything together. They don't know a goddamn thing. Yeah. So go there. They're wiser than shit. You know.
There's one old trucker I run into quite often there in Nebraska. You know, he sitting down at the truck stop. They got a little bar in the truck stop there, and he's saying, he's saying that he wants to do that whole wise man up on the mountain for his retirement. He's going to build a cabin. And it's gonna spread the word. Just have some people take and spread it around. That, hey, there's this old wise man up there.
Yeah.
And just have a steep path and through the woods and across creeks and everything to get up there. And when they get up there, he's gonna sell them $8 bottles of water.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You look thirsty.
Before you ask me any questions, you need to buy a bottle of water. If you don't buy the water, I have no answers. You got to buy
11 minutes. Got 11 minutes. We're just watching the time for you. 11 minutes, yeah.
Hey, King Bluto's in the house. Haven't seen you in I won't say it.
He's got to cut the stream off right at 2 o'clock, Matt. Happy birthday. Matt, whose birthday you celebrate?
Now this isn't racist, guys. Don't go there with me. But King Bluto, I said, I haven't seen you for. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it. I almost said for a coon's age, right? I almost said I haven't seen you for a coon's age.
Say it.
But now this I haven't seen you for a coon's age is really a misnomer because the life expectancy of a raccoon is only about 5 to 6 years.
Oh,
So it's not that.
Oh,
Short. So
oh,
5. There's guys I haven't seen in 5 coons' ages. I mean,
which is like 15 years.
Well, at least.
Well, talking of
I haven't
age,
seen my best friend for like 20 years, but we can get together and still be like it was yesterday.
Right.
well,
I love friends like that.
I've had something pop up, that, and I had to look it up to double check it. That pigeons live up to 30 years.
Yeah.
It's like there's pigeons that remember the 90s.
Yeah.
Out there,
Wow.
And I remember a bunch of them too.
Yeah. It's like, is that the same pigeon I kicked 20 years ago?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it running water before you were born. I used to go pigeon hunting on the farm, and we ate them sons of bitches. The pigeon breasts, they're awesome, man. They're like a quail, they're like a cross between a grouse and a quail, and they're awesome. They taste great, but it's such a nasty bird. And I'd come home with 8 or 10 of them. What you got there? Pigeons. I got pigeons. I'm gonna fry me up some pigeon. My mother would just shake her head. Yeah, stupid.
I mean, I can remember growing up, and my parents, they had homing pigeons.
Yeah.
And you can bring them across the United States, and they'd still find their way back home.
Yeah, how the fuck they did it? It was amazing, amazing. Yeah, I met an old guy. My grandpa introduced me to him. That he raised homing pigeons, and he would send one from Wilmer, Minnesota, which is about halfway across the state of Minnesota towards the Dakotas, but he would send one from there to New York and back. That's how bitch would fly to New York and leave messages to the guy there, and he'd send messages back. And I was lucky because the day that my grandpa was introducing me to the guy, he starts yelling, "That's New York, New York! We got New York coming in, New York!" And here comes this fucking fat ass pigeon comes flying in there. He got a little container strapped to his leg. He pulls that fucking note out of there. And he goes, "Oh, that's cool. My buddy's doing good in New York." And he says, I got to respond to that. Oh, what the hell? He goes, "This pigeon, his name is New York." I go, "Why'd you name him New York?" He goes, "Because that's the only place he flies." He goes to New York and back. He said he doesn't do other routes. No, he only goes to New York.
One city, state only.
And I asked him, I said, "How the hell does your bird know where he's going? If you're sending a note to somebody in San Francisco and then your fucking bird shows up in New York, there's a problem there." And he goes, "Oh no, you can teach those birds different destinations." All right, now wait a minute. Are you a pigeon whisperer or something? How the hell do you tell that pigeon which town to take that note to? He says, "Well, they just kind of know. You when you release them in the direction of that town, and they're not going to veer off and go to other towns. So they know that's the town they go to when they're facing north. That's the town they go to when they're facing west or south." He says that's how you train them. You can have them trained to go to 4 different destinations, and they do it all on compass bearings. You just point them in the right direction, release them. They know what town to go to. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shit-covered, nasty freaking bird. Is that fucking smart? maybe start looking at some of these people a little different. Look at that ugly shit covered thing there on the street. Some bitch might be smart. Better be careful, you know.
And then you get the poor old lady sitting in the park with some bird food and got like 1,000 pigeons like all around her.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 pounds of pigeon shit on them.
Yep. Like Justin's truck.
And, yeah. And they're just smiling like hell. You know, they're smiling. Oh, I love my birds. I said, well, yeah, the local laundry don't like them too much, but the pigeons, nasty birds. I had this piece of property and I rented the upstairs out to a dance company, and they had all these young gals in there dance and stuff. Well, those stupid young girls left 6 of these big Victorian open, and all these pigeons flew in to their dance hall there. Well, the pigeons got into the lot.
What a nice truck.
And they crapped all over those girls' dancing outfits.
That's a nice one, running water.
Well, he ain't driving it.
No.
He was though.
Oh, I could not do a big car doing this job. You
know, you see these
3 football fields to turn that thing around.
And you see all these cherry.
Oh man, I see one that's like a house, man. Them things are huge.
Yeah. You see you see some of these. They're just cherried out, man. They're just cherry. And they got live labs on them, which are the ones that are like a house. And you know, the sleeper's not a sleeper; it's a goddamn camper. And but you see those and you go, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Now, one of those trucks is fucking leased onto a stable company. They're independent owners, and they're eating mac and cheese while you're eating T-bones, driving for somebody else in a not so pretty truck. So when I see pretty trucks, I go, oh, fuck, that makes me hungry. Because they ain't.
I see a pretty truck like that. I'm like, oh, I better go pull me out a pack of ramen noodles.
That's
I guess I'm organized to cook. So maybe tomorrow.
But everybody has their priorities. I tell you what. If I want to own a Ferrari, I eat Vienna sausages for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the only. And I'm homeless.
Sausages, potted meat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, once in a while, throw in some potted meat.
I got my kipper snacks today, man. I've been out of kipper snacks for a week, man.
You gotta be Jones.
Oysters.
Yeah. But but that's the running joke out here is you get these guys with the the big cars and the all chromed out trucks and and you're guaranteed that their wallet's full of pictures of their truck. In place of where their money used to be.
Right.
A dirty truck's a working truck.
That's right. The best one I ever seen.
I'm gonna get going.
The guy I saw. Yeah, it's getting there.
Okay.
This guy. They found him dead in his truck. Underneath his goddamn mattress, he had $190,000 in cash. Mm-hmm. He was driving an old, I don't even remember what year it was. It was like a 1969, 70 Western Star that had been used as a logging truck for almost his whole career. He converted it for over the road and drove over the road in that sumbitch. It was the ugliest, nasty truck you ever saw. And that guy was sitting on almost $250,000 under his fucking mattress in his bunk. Because he'd take his pay and he'd get cash and he'd stash it. Well, these big fancy trucks are going by and they can't even scratch up enough to go to McDonald's. This boy fucking can eat in 5-star restaurants every day. And yeah. It's nice. It's nice to see the difference in different people. And because the guy with the Western Star was pounding just as many miles in pavement as the other guy. And he was interested in making the money, not having a pretty truck. So that's
what I don't like is the effect. Those big trucks, they're nice and they're comfortable, but it affects your tonnage on what you can haul. And it narrows down what loads you can actually haul.
Squeezes you in, limits you. Hey guys, it's 2 hours. I gotta go. I don't have a choice. I got all this family showing up. So, with the fam, you bet. I was kind of hoping, Matt, that you would have showed up a little earlier, but I thought he's out in the chat. And then
I've been listening and watching racing, but I had a very rough week.
Oh shit! I hope it's not my fault because I had a very good one.
No.
So.
It was a very long last night for me.
Yeah.
I think I went to bed about like 6, 7 a.m., something like that.
Yeah. Hey, all of you out in the chat. It was so great having you here today. I'm sorry I got to cut it short. Aquatic Nest. Oh, man. Come back next Sunday, Aquatic Nest. Hi. God. I'm so sorry. I hate to cut out. But, yeah, I'll tell them all hi for you there, Marine Mom. I'll let them know. They get a kick out of it when I tell them that you hang out over here on my streams. They like that. They said, oh, someone from the good old days, And so with that, guys, we got to wrap it up. And, I hate to, but it is what it is. But next Sunday, I ain't getting no company. I set down some new rules, so yeah. I think actually Sundays, I'm going to tell people, Sundays are just off limits. You just can't come on a Sunday, period. I'm not here. Well, at least not all there. So you ain't coming. One of the two. But, so with that, guys, I'm going to grab that girl in the fur coat out on the porch. I got to do it because I got to get out on the porch to grab this family when they show up. I want them just running in here. So until next Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Time, hey, love you guys. Love you. It's always a great time, all of you hanging out with me. So take care till then. Matt, Running Water, you guys take good care of yourselves. I'm counting on you doing that. So with that, we're going to grab that girl and do the jig on the porch, and we're out of here. Bye, guys. Sure. There she is. She was hiding.